Hello everybody, and how are you doing today? This is another video based on RWBY because I made a video on RWBY like 7 months ago, and on the last season, it's volume 7, and someone decided that hey, they're gonna say that volume 8's come out and it's about to end my whole career. Interesting enough, I don't think I had a career on YouTube or anything to do with RWBY because I have like very few viewers except for this one video for some reason. So this person, 7-bit, this video is dedicated to you because I feel challenged by you to watch the next season of RWBY. So I'm going to watch the first 3 episodes, and it's not really a reaction or anything, it's just going to be like, I don't know if I have any thoughts, say what I think about the episode after the episode, and I'll see how this goes. Yes, I'm going to click play now. I don't even know what the, I haven't even looked up any of the trailers this year. It's like the first time I haven't looked up any of the trailers or what the video looks like in advance. How the season, I don't even remember how the season ended properly. Oh, just get into it, I guess. How long is this season? Oh, it's 18 minutes. Oh, it's gonna take a while. It's gonna be a whole hour of my life spent on this. I need some water by the end. Yes, this team up, which still makes no sense. Don't remember where they are.
There.
Creepy looking opening credits, I suppose. Maybe some Code Vein vibes right now.
The relic of knowledge.
How did she get that? When did she get that?
Ironwood's nose.
Outsmarting the general speaks
Cinder.
I feel like the voice acting has gone worse, if anything.
I knew you'd quiet.
It really does not help that I don't remember where the last season left off for like 50% of the cast.
We're never going to sleep again. I just know it.
Either you're helping, or you're baggage.
Yeah? Okay. That's fair enough.
We said we'd follow your lead, but things haven't exactly worked out.
Yeah, fair enough. Did something happen to Lindsay's voice? It sounds a bit worse.
Penny, we can't risk.
I'll go.
Oh right, did she become the maiden? I forgot.
Do what you gotta do. I'm going out there to see
I
what
really
I
don't
can
remember
do.
the last season. That's saying something because I remember the season before it. Sort of.
We're getting all of you up to Atlas.
I might
Is how everyone does these things. I might have an idea. Come on, answer it. What? This guy's still alive? Did he get like stabbed right through the chest? Surely he's dead. Surely. I don't care what happens to Crow anymore after this shitstorm he did in the last season. That was so dumb.
fine.
That doesn't make any sense for his character. He would have had him arrested. What the fuck is going on? I think they just want him to be evil, so they're like I honestly don't think they know how to handle the character of Ironwood. Like, I just don't think they know what they're doing with him, and they're just kind of like, well, we need him to do these certain things. We're gonna make him do these certain things, even if it makes no real sense, even if it's like not really.
But first I need the one who can show me how.
Oh my
Bring
god.
him to me.
Is it over? Is it over? No, still got 2 minutes left. Oh wait, no, that'll be over. Oh, it's got the opening credits, right? Alright, let's see how they do. Like, Jeff Williams and Casey Williams haven't let me down before. Their songs are all amazing. Their openings are amazing. Okay, the visuals aren't that great. They're just like so close to being amazing, but they just like kind of fall at points. Something weird, something just weird about this song. Like, I like her voice like normal, but like, I don't know, it's too quiet. Oh, this is weird. That was, is this over now? And new credits now? So, that was weird. Alright, instantly I'm thinking, mostly for the most part, this show was going downhill. It's just, it doesn't have the heart it used to have. I think that's an absolute fact. It's actually like, I remember the early seasons, I remember the trailers. I remember the yellow trailer where the voice acting was just god awful, and it's gotten better since then, but like, it was better in season, like, I think like halfway through season 1. Actually, it was like episode like 3 it got better, and then it kept getting better, and then like, it's just gone worse. It's actually gone worse. It's not quite as bad as it was back in the trailers in the first 2 episodes, but it's still not great. And I'm kind of I'm just I just like don't know what this show's trying to do anymore. I honestly believe they have no clue what to do with Ironwood. I don't think they have a plan for Ironwood. I think they have no clue how to handle him, because they have such a good concept of a character, but they keep like doing garbage with him that makes very little sense. I mean, I can kind of see him doing what he did at the end, but it's dumb. Like, I do agree with him doing what it takes to what he needs to succeed in what he wants to do. That makes sense. Him doing utilitarianistic stuff, that makes sense. Him declaring martial law makes sense. Him shooting, was it not like a board member, not a board member, like a council member? Like, that's dumb. He would like, he goes and arrests a person, he locks them up, he detains them. That would make sense. He has these loyal people that he could have done that. But to just outright shoot them, I mean, I can kind of see it after like a massive defeat and after like he's stressed and all his problems and all that. But still, like, it just... It's just... I don't know if this show's going to be able to handle it much more. My friend stopped watching in like episode like 6 or something of season 1, and I think he had the right plan to do that, honestly. Yeah, alright, I'm gonna go grab some water and then I'll come back for episode 2, so let me just... Okay, we've got our water. Yep. Alright. So water, click play. Another 17 minutes. I don't need to watch this again right now. Let me just skip the opening credits. 1 minute 32. Okay, that's respectable. Respectable. I think this opening is so close to greatness, but it's just, well, not greatness, but it's so close to being good, but it just falls short. Alright, well, episode started. Let's see how this goes.
This is your fault. You
Actually, I should have.
Don't you?
Speak for yourself. I know the right people.
This
I'm
martial
sure Whitley has
law,
reached out
man,
to my
you're not
legal
getting
team
out
and
that
will have you
easily.
come
Holy
here before
hell.
you can say-
No, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe gonna execute him. Oh wait, no,
You do
what the fuck
realize
am I
you
talking about? This is a
already
different guy.
caught me?
Oh, I guess we'll see what happens. Yeah, I think I was right. I don't reckon Colonel Sanders is getting out anytime soon. We'll see.
I hate not being able to do anything.
We can do something. We can kill the man.
Why do you want to kill Ironwood? You're the real. Oh, for fuck's
With still no word from General days. But the Atlas Eye.
Hey, I have to. I was complimenting the show. That was a really realistic portrayal of a reporter.
Citizens of Mantle, General Ironwood
Wouldn't
has
the TV
abandoned
company cut
you,
it off?
but
Maybe
we
they
have
wouldn't. I don't know.
not. If you can hear the
I do enjoy that kind of reaction, but back when the show wasn't that serious. Like, you're trying to be multiple things at once. Wait, is this all they got? Some bikes. Okay. Man, look at all this property damage they're doing to all these cameras and the robots. This is sad.
Are you sure it's safe out there? Absolutely, ma'am.
But you don't know it's safe. They didn't say it was safe. They said it's a better position that's easily fortified. Why are you lying? Why are you lying, Yank? Huh? Hmm? Hmm?
heads up.
The way they look, kind of look black and white. When you're trying to use abilities, constantly reminds me of Assassin's Creed when you like to blend in. That's like appropriate.
That was a lie. And he was only saying it to hurt you.
Oh man, this is like, I'm gonna pause this. This is what I couldn't stand about the last season. It was just entirely was Ironwood doing what he could to help everyone, them doing what they could to help everyone, and that was fine. But they refused to, like, they all refused to actually accept that Ironwood was actually trying to help. Like, they weren't willing to compromise or negotiate. They were just like, no, it has to be our way. And they couldn't see that there actually was a lot of value in what he was trying to do. I understand, like, you know, I'm not pure utilitarianism or something, but this is what I can't stand. Like, they treated Ironwood as if he was evil. Ironwood was actually one of the best characters. I made a whole video explaining why Ironwood was like their only good character in this show anymore, because he was a complex, interesting character who was trying to help, and he was willing to do some not so nice things. But to just treat him as if he was like, it's so frustrating. Yeah. I'm honestly with this show, honestly.
So how do we use this thing?
I just jump inside it.
It should be simple. If you lie back in the tube and press launch...
How did you know which button was launch?
I wasn't sure how you'd be doing without all of your teammates.
Well, as you can see, we're doing just fine.
Come on.
Where are you putting everyone?
Fortunately, no one's getting arrested during the apocalypse.
I think
Just
coronavirus
knowing
has
those
shown
girls
us that
circling
people
out
would
there
be
doesn't
getting arrested
feel
during the
right.
apocalypse.
What are they?
Prosthetics inbound. There's literally no reason why he's not dead right now. Well, this is interesting. Really?
Grim aren't that smart.
Give him back!
Hey, it's almost like you have multiple people that can strike from multiple angles. They're gonna just watch. Do something, people. Do something. Do something. Do something. They're just gonna watch. Okay, great. Idiots. You idiots. Like, it wasn't holding us for time.
West Side's taking damage.
What do we do?
Split up and search for clues.
We've got an emergency. We're not gonna make it. What? What kind of emergency?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Well then tell her, she might believe you. Ah, there's a flaw in Grimm that stole one of our people. How hard is that? How hard is that? This is the end of the episode? Okay. How hard would that have been to just, like, quickly report, oh yeah, there's a flying Grimm, it talked, it stole our people, be prepared, we might have something even worse coming in here. Oh my god. Which is, no, just your cryptic lines that are meant to sound cool. Ah, you wouldn't believe me if I told you. Oh my god. So you're just gonna say nothing? Guess what? You're in a war, if not apocalypse. Information is very important. How useful could it be for them to, like, no, hey, we might have some major issues, but no. Oh, you wouldn't believe if I told you, so I'm gonna tell you nothing. That's a smart thing to do. Oh my god. Oh my, just absolute. The level, I don't know if it's the level of writing or if these characters are just that incompetent. I said it last season, one good character, and I think the butchering Ironwood from the, like, one scene he's been in so far. I think I don't know what I expect from this show anymore. Like, I really don't expect much. It's definitely not, it hasn't gripped me the way it did, was it 8 years ago? Oh my god, 8 years ago? Holy hell, how old was I when I started watching this show? But, damn, this is just, yeah, I've seen bad writing before. I've seen, you know, they go for the cringy lines and they go for, like, the one-liners, but, like, this is just, this whole show has just kind of reached this point where I'm kind of just like, I don't even know what they're trying to do anymore. Like, sometimes I think they have some agenda they want to push, but sometimes I think, is it even, I don't think there is. Like, I think because there's nothing coherent about it. And I'm not talking about, like, you know, different diversity of characters, and I think the show actually does that fantastically. You know, they've integrated characters really well from all different, like, skin tones and sexualities. I've never had a problem with that. I think they do that well. But I think in terms of, I do think there's something there. I just don't know what it is. Like, some sort of thing they're trying to push, but they're incompetent at it, or maybe it's just a really slow burn. It will come out eventually. But I see it a lot with Ironwood. I see it a lot with the way they portray Ironwood. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm reaching. I'd probably need to, like, watch the show multiple times to work that out, and I'm not doing that. Season 1 I watched multiple times. Season 2 I've seen a couple times. Season 3 I've seen a few times. I don't think I've seen any of the seasons beyond Season 4 more than once, and I don't really intend to. The show would have to have a massive intake in interest for me. So this Grimm at the end, that's interesting. That's fascinating. We've got something actually interesting going on here. We've got so you know, you got some talking. You got some. So you got the fact that it's talking, the fact that it's clearly intelligent to some extent, and to the fact that the people are so goddamn stupid that they just freeze and let it walk away, even when it's not holding Oscar. Like, and you had two people there with ranged weapons. They were at different angles. You can only hold him out in one direction at a time, so they should have attacked from multiple directions. I understand, realistically speaking, you know, you got the chance of missing and the chance of crosshair and, like, you know, collateral damage, but we are talking about a show that I think they're gonna say the characters are good enough, have good enough aim, that they're not gonna worry about that kind of stuff. So that was certainly very frustrating, that ending sequence. That was annoying. I think Yang's not being handled well at all. I think Ruby's been handled garbagely. I think Penny is alright for what she is. Blake hasn't done anything. Jean is just Jean's alright. So I think so far the only one of the characters who's really who hasn't annoyed me this season so far is Weiss. So far Weiss is the only good character, and that's mostly by default of her not doing anything. Obviously, like, I didn't include Blake because Blake's literally done nothing of note for me to comment on. So is all that. I don't know how I feel about the tones between humans and finest. I legit don't know. It's been consistent from the first season. They set up very early on, so I don't have a problem with that. It's not like it's coming out of nowhere. It's just there's something about the way it's portrayed, but I don't know. Maybe you're right. Like, the idea that, you know, they're faced with extinction and they're still fighting, but I think that's realistic. I think COVID showed us that, you know, humanity will just never come together over anything. The world is going to be arguing. So I think that's I think that could be realistic. I think the problem is, I don't think RWBY. Come to think of it, I don't think RWBY has ever given a sufficient reason. Maybe they did, but I don't think they ever gave a sufficient reason as to why that there is so much discrimination between humans and the finest. I don't think there was ever really a good reason for that. It's just that's the way it is. Actually, you know, maybe they did express it in one of the early seasons when they were on the island that Blake was from. Maybe they did. I don't know. I'm gonna start the episode 3 and then I'll like get my thoughts of the first episode as a whole in the end. I'll just quickly analyze. Alright. Another 1750. Oh, I'll skip the opening again. I don't need to see the opening. Since that's created by Monty Ohm, even when Monty Ohm's been gone for over half the show at this point. Damn, it's been a while. I am liking these opening sequences. The all black with some it's cringy, so cringy. But yeah, the black with just some audio. That's actually like pretty cool.
And my name is Penny.
What are you acting that way for, RWBY? So bad about having nicknames. Like, nicknames are fine. People call me nicknames all the time. Like, if she doesn't like RWBY Girl, you just say like, "Look, don't call me RWBY Girl, please." Like, you don't have to say it with such sass. If it was like a repeated thing, it'd be a different story. Oh no, because an elevator can't click open. Oh no. It's like some Mission Impossible type music.
Someone else is using his credentials.
I'm conflicted. Would I really give him computer access? I think it makes sense. Hey, lockdown! Why do all of Robin Hill's like supportive things all sound like this? So like they look like the huskiest voice imaginable. What the hell? How far did he throw that?
Read the sign, Bill. Read the sign. Why don't you?
Why would you do that to Bill? That's so unfair. That's so cruel. And no one saw that. Wouldn't they deactivate her authorization? It seems like it would be pretty standard here.
Complicated. So I'm remoting into Penny from Amity Coliseum.
I see.
Okay, that's at least amusing.
own a ton, and Yang is more than capable of protecting them all in a fight.
Why would you say that? That's such a specific thing to say. That's going to clearly lead to a fight later
And
on.
of course, Ren is...
Yeah.
I don't know what he is. Every time I think the two of us are making progress, he...
Ah, yes. The good old just randomly start talking about your feelings.
We've been together our whole lives, but I feel like I understand...
We should probably head to the hangar.
Nope. They're not going to be getting out of this door.
I guess we all have to do something.
They ain't going anywhere. Okay, they are getting out, but there's going to be a bunch of soldiers outside.
Hello, kids.
Okay, it's only 4. I feel like the interested looking guy started, yeah, that guy. He started by like trying to like calm things over, and then he just kind of like abandoned his efforts. Like that sounds kind of weird. Why didn't he like try a little bit more? You know, some more. Hey guys, let's just try to talk this out through. If Ruby can break down to a molecular structure, shouldn't she be able to... it doesn't look like there's anything for her to go through, okay. Kenny should have just run. That would have been the smart option. See, well, I mean, why don't you just, like, drag them away or something? Wait, what just happened? Oh, right, I forgot what his ability was, yeah. Why didn't you start by using...
We have to get out there! Be strong. Hit stuff. Nora, wait!
I mean, yeah, her ability is to, like, get stronger with lightning. I'm gonna take the put on handcuffs. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. Does she just look way more awesome now? Damn. Cosplayers are gonna have a harder time now. Why are you trusted him?
Message for your operatives.
Are they trying to kill them? Oh, okay, it doesn't look that. Oh, okay, probably good.
Well, you know what they say. If you can't beat them, then make them join you.
No, that's so cringy. That's so cringy. Oh god. Oh, is that the end? Oh my god. Could they have thought of a worse? Oh, just absolute. Oh my god. Can they? What? Oh. I'm aware that the audio was just me moaning for like the last like 10 seconds, but oh, she's just absolute. Okay. I surprisingly have much less to say about that episode. So they didn't spend any time at all on the other group, which is okay. Yep. Nora's thing with Ren, that was a little... I guess we'll have to see what happens with that. I have some thoughts, but really that will all depend on the payoff. If they're gonna go for some thing that she's just that she was just being defined by some man and she can be her own person, like I think that would be really bad if they go for that. Not because I have a problem with that message, but like just the fact that Nora was her own person. She was a very interesting person who was very likable on her own merits. It wasn't like she was the setup guy to Ren's payoff, or vice versa. She was actually likable on her own regards. So to try and treat her as if her only value was in relation to Ren, I understand that from her perspective, you can be talking about something different. That does make sense. Like I said, that will all depend on how they pay that off. I can't really see how exactly that's going to look until I've seen it pay off. But overall, better than the first 2 episodes, but that's really not saying much. I guess I will come back for the next 3 episodes when they come out. I thought, when does the 4th episode come out? Like, I thought that would have been what, this Sunday? When it came out, 28th. So yeah, Saturday. Huh? Okay, well, I guess it's Saturday this comes out. Yeah, so on Saturday I'll be probably won't watch the 4th episode or the 5th episode until there's a 6th episode. I'll watch them all together, and I'll do the same thing I did today. I don't care if no one's watching. I'm kind of doing this by myself anyway. It does make it more interesting to watch this with commentary. There are some shows I would never want to do this for because I enjoy watching them a lot more. I think the fact that I'm actually willing to do this commentary says a lot about what I expected going in. But it's also, I want to reply to that comment saying, well, this video, that season 8 is going to end my whole community. I guess that makes sense, like, in the sense that I did say Ironwood. I guess what the person may have been saying, I don't know, is that Ironwood, I said Ironwood's the one good character, and now Ironwood's been ruined, and so now there's no good characters. I mean, Blake's still done nothing, Weiss does, I have the same thoughts of the last episode. I don't I'm not really into any of these characters right now. Like, none of them are really... None of these characters are likable. None of these characters are... All these characters are doing, like, stuff that, like, defy their own personality. That's the problem. The problem isn't so much a character doing an unreasonable thing. The problem is the character doing something that is unreasonable for their personality in this situation at that point in time, given the physical, emotional context. And I understand emotional context leads people to do things that aren't necessarily realistic. This makes sense. I understand this. I do not expect every character to go into every situation as like some sort of stone cold analysis of what's going on. I completely appreciate that characters do things unreasonable. That makes sense at the time. I like that. That's actually that's what makes good characters. The problem is the characters are doing unreasonable things that make no sense, that don't even emotionally make sense. They're just doing them. I guess Ironwood shooting that person in the first episode. Or was that the second episode? Whichever episode it was. That makes emotional sense at the very least. Physical sense it didn't. I guess you could argue that was emotional sense taken over and he wasn't acting logically. That does make sense. Only Ironwood was a very logical character and the thing about him was he wasn't taking emotional considerations of what the things going on. I don't really understand what the hell is going on with Penny. I don't really like a lot of this stuff. It wasn't quite chibi drawings about like the explanations she made. I'm a little torn. I think it was cringy. I think it was garbage, and they haven't really done stuff like that since season 2. Actually, no, season 1. Actually, no, they did something like that last season, didn't they? And I just forgot. I think this show had no clue what to do once I think Miles and Luna, whatever his name is, whatever their names are, I think Kerry. I think they had no clue what to. Actually, I think one of them's gone now. Anyway, I think they didn't know what to do since Monty left. Well, obviously I say left. It's technically true. I think Monty was onto something with his story. I think he was onto something with his animations. I think he was onto something. You look at his work, and I think he's done a lot of great animation, and I think his story here was really good. And I understand, if someone's halfway through a story when they die, you don't necessarily... You're not going to be able to really truly get the continuation that was intended. Sorry, I just yawned. And that was a long yawn. But look, I think this show... I think a lot of people who liked it stopped watching it after season 4 because of Monty leaving, and I think that was unfair. I didn't watch RWBY because of Monty. I watched RWBY because I was watching Red vs. Blue and I saw the trailer at the end of season 10 of Red vs. Blue and it looked cool, so I've been watching it. So it's not about the creative talent attached to this show. I just think the show itself, it's just, the writing has gone really bad. The animation is back to good. Like, the animation took a bit of a dip. I think it was around episode 4. I think the animation is good again. It looks really nice. It looks good, but it's, I think some of the hairstyles are just, oh, after, oh god, I'm yawning again. Okay, finish yawning. I don't like the hairstyles. I really don't like Jean's hairstyle, but that's a last season thing, not this season. I think this show has become completely aimless, and I think that was very clear last season, or the season before, whenever they revealed Salem's backstory, and her backstory was pretty much just, it meant nothing. Like, so I think this show is going to just crumble. I think it's gonna finish. I just think it's gonna continue getting, I think the quality is gonna get worse, and I think the creators don't know what they're doing, and I think there's a good reason why I stopped watching a lot of Rooster Teeth shows. I haven't watched the last 2 seasons of Red vs. Blue. I was very delayed to watch the last season of RWBY. I didn't even know this season of RWBY had come out until a couple of episodes in. I never watched. I think I stopped. I only watched the first 2 seasons of Camp Camp, but I actually liked Camp. I think Camp Camp might be their best show. I don't know what happened after that season though. And I just think the company doesn't know what it's doing anymore. I think they were. I'm not trying to say this to just be like, oh, they were good when they weren't known. I think they were good when they were, they were much more smaller, and they were like relying on this small story, like this single things, like they're relying on smaller things. But now, like, I think they have made a lot more, and I think they're much more comfortable. And I don't know if that's the reason, but like I think the voice acting this season wasn't as good as it was in previous seasons. Like, how does the voice acting get worse? The people, if anything, have got more experience now. They've got more talented people, more established talented people on. The people on it have had more time to experience, and like work on their voice acting. So I don't understand how that's gotten worse, but it has. I think I think Penny's done quite well. Like, she doesn't sound good, but like it makes sense for her character. I think this show is just, I think they've gone out of their way. I don't think they've done it intentionally, but I think they've gone out of their way to just destroy everything that was lovable about this show. Because I think the thing that made the show really good was it had the characters. I think the characters what made the show so lovable. And the characters are just becoming annoying. Like, the characters, I can't stand them anymore. I can't stand this this complete ideology of just like, we can save everyone. You can't possibly like choose anything over anything else when you have to. I think this ideology that everything has to be like, it's as if they think everything has to be sunshine and rainbows, despite the fact that the world is clearly not that. I think this show is characters who are completely naive in a setting where they can't be, but it's not about the fact that they're naive. It's actually almost on their side, and I'm completely in favor of an innocence to war and not being so world weary. And I'm not saying people should be cynical, and I'm not saying this story should be all grim and miserable and oh, woe is me and woe is life. No, I'm not saying that at all, but I just think these characters, their personalities, it doesn't make any sense for what's going on anymore. I think they're not writing characters, they're writing ideas, and they're just giving these ideas the body of a character. I think in the early seasons, they had characters, and they had characters that interacted and acted in ways that were a little weird and quirky and didn't always make sense, but they were comprehensible. And I think right now it's just, they're just going, well, we're just going to make these characters, and these characters aren't really going to... It's like you could roll a dice, and whatever number and the dice will have like all the different faces of all the different characters on it, and whichever side it lands on. That's the character who's going to say a certain line or do a certain thing. And that shouldn't be the way a story reacts, because that means that your characters are interchangeable. These characters feel so interchangeable with like minor levels of things right now. There's like minor levels of quirks, minor levels of like individuality, but for the most part, these characters just feel all the same. And I guess we should have seen that coming with the game RWBY Grim Eclipse, where they were literally the same. Like you can have the character with a sniper or the character with a shotgun, but the gameplay was identical. I think it was unless you bought the DLC, which like I don't think you should have to buy the DLC for that. I thought that was horrible. I'm not trying to criticize the game RWBY Grim Eclipse. Like I think that's just a horrible game, and like yeah, I haven't played that in so long at this point. I can't believe I bought that back in pre-alpha. That was $15 wasted. But this show, I think it's gonna fall apart, and it's that you'll have its diehard fans who will stick by it, but I think a lot of this, like, and I was a diehard fan. I was so into this show in the first season. I was unreasonably into this show in the first season and in the trailers. I don't know if I'm saying it was unreasonable, my level of enthusiasm and enjoyment from this show. It was stupid. I loved it way more than it deserved. And I can tell you that I'm not enjoying this show as much anymore. I think there are people who will stand by it no matter what. And I think a lot of people are still watching because it's the 8th season at this point, and it does take like someone who's interested to watch 8th season. But I think it's just, it doesn't have the same, hype as it did in the early seasons. It doesn't have the same. Maybe I'm not involved in it as much anymore. But I feel like everything's just like chilled out. Like I don't hear people talk about it. I wasn't even in the anime community when the show came out, and I heard anime YouTubers talking about it. Naxtaku made a video on the first 3 seasons and about Yang, like, I don't know, like 11 months ago. And he hasn't said, I don't think he said a word about this show since then. I think, I think this show is just aimless now. And I think it's been aimless since season 4. And they were trying to find a new purpose for it, and I think they were getting closer, and I think now they don't know what they're doing. I think they know what they're doing, and they're running ahead with this impression of an idea, but it's foolhardy, and I don't really. I think it's like being on a train track, right? And you think your train track is a completed train track, and you understand what the train track is, but it's actually not fully built yet. And when you get to the end, you're going to find that the train tracks end. And you're just lost in the middle of nowhere now. I think that's what this show's become. I don't know. I'm gonna leave it here because I've been talking about this for a long time, and I think this is almost an hour and a half now of just watching and commenting on RWBY. I really don't want to do that with my life. So I'm gonna end it here. I've got some editing to do on this video, put it all together. I've got a video on the cosplay prop I made. I've got to work on that. I think that's gonna be more enjoyable. Just, man, I haven't opened the editing software in a while. This will force me to do it. So expect that other video at some point as well. That shouldn't take me more than a day or 2. So hopefully I'll get this video out. Hopefully on the 2nd of December, and then hopefully the other video will come out, I don't know, like 3-4 days after that. But if this video is now on the 2nd of December, then who fucking knows? Now I'm just rambling, so, yeah. See ya.